Hello everyone, it's Charlton. Please subscribe to my channel, tap the notification bell, I'd appreciate it majorly. They have identified the suspected gunman shooter at the Saugus High School shooting earlier today, this morning in Santa Clarita, California. It's 40 miles or so north of Los Angeles. Happened first thing in the morning, even before classes began at 7:38 Pacific time. That's the individual that's been named and identified as the suspect, Nathaniel Berhow, who's 16. He actually turned 16 today. Initially, there were reports there was some confusion, and there's now three fatalities. It's three teenagers were killed: a 16-year-old girl, a 14-year-old boy, teenage boy, and I don't know the gender of the third person who was just recently announced. I mean, those two have been reported for some time, but the third fatality is fairly new. Three teenagers were taken to the hospital. Now one of those has died. I don't know the condition of the other two. And himself, who put the gun to his own head, immediately following the shooting, and he's in grave condition. And whether or not he survives that it remains unknown, although based on some of the reporting I saw, many people question whether or not he'll live. I just don't. I'm not sure, but they do state his condition is grave. They have surveillance footage, I guess, from inside the school that was described to reporters by the chief, chief of police. I don't know the individual's name, of him showing up to school, pulling the gun out of his backpack, the .45 caliber. Semi-automatic weapon, and shooting at five people and then shooting himself. They have retrieved the weapon that he used in the shooting, and it was completely empty. So he basically fired until all of his ammunition was gone inside the gun, and then put the gun to his own head. I don't know how he knew. I don't know. Maybe he was able to. He prepared in his own mind how many shots to shoot off, knowing he would still have at least one left to shoot himself in the head, because that's reported several places. That was another thing that was revealed in a press conference, that the gun that was retrieved in the shooting was empty. So that just occurred to me right now, that it's possible he had calculated in his own mind how many shots he could shoot before he knew he only had one left that he would use on himself. So. But obviously it's terrible, and there's many different videos of the video that's of the surveillance video inside the school. That hasn't been released, and it probably never will be. But there are many different videos of students being marched out of the school single file with their hands in the air, kids on stretchers, being hurried to ambulances and hurried to the hospital. And it's just, another tragic event. So apparently this person was a very quiet kid, according to somebody that spoke to either the Daily Mail or a report that the Daily Mail is pulling from somewhere else. His father just passed away a year ago. So Nathaniel Berhow has been identified as the California student who was taken into custody and transported to a hospital after allegedly carrying out a shooting at his high school on his 16th birthday. Today was the 16th birthday, if I didn't say that. That killed three classmates and injured two others before turning the gun on himself. The shooting was reported at 7:38 a.m. Pacific time at Saugus High School on Centurion Way in Santa Clarita, about 40 miles from downtown Los Angeles. That's actually the school right there. And officers responded within 2 minutes of, I believe, a call placed by another sheriff's deputy who was dropping off his own child, and heard the shots and immediately called it in. They were there within 2 minutes. But when they arrived, they found 6 shooting victims. I don't know if the two kids that were have been reported dead, and now 3, the 16-year-old girl, the 14-year-old teenage boy, if they were dead on the scene or not. I'm not real sure of that. But they initially thought he was one of the victims and that the gunman was still at large. Early on in the reporting, there was a huge presence at his house at Sycamore Creek Avenue with SWAT surrounding it, many police vehicles in front of the home, with bringing ladders up to the sides of the home, entering from the window. And the reporting was that he was inside, but that was just some confusion in the chaos, and he was he had shot himself in the head immediately following the incident, as I've already just gone over. So they were just going into the home knowing it was his residence, and he had already been identified. Well, I don't know, actually. I don't know at what point they figured out, that he wasn't just a victim and that he was the actual suspect. So, but that's his, that's the person right there, Nathaniel Berhow. According to law enforcement, surveillance video from the school showed the accused gunman pulling a .45 caliber semi-automatic pistol from his backpack, firing on 5 people, then shooting himself in the head. The 16-year-old boy was taken to the hospital where he's listed in grave condition. A female student, age 16, has died of her injuries, along with a 14-year-old male student. The surviving victims were described as 2 girls, 14 and 15, and a boy, 14, and one of those has died now. Officers seized the purposed murder weapon, which had no rounds left in it. Officials searched the family home of the suspect on Sycamore Creek Drive in the immediate aftermath of the shooting. And childhood friend of the 16-year-old suspect in Santa Clarita, California school shooting said he believed the teen's father's death over a year ago could have triggered the incident. The friend, named Ryan, knew the suspect in middle school and said he was quiet and didn't really socialize. He last would have spoken to him 6 years ago. Claimed the shooter's father drank a lot and also made bullets, but his father was a really nice man who was willing to help people. And that person has known him for 6 years, though. So that's pretty much the extent of what's known so far. There are not many pictures of this individual. I don't know if he had a Facebook page, and I don't even know. I think this picture here is taken from it. I believe if he had a Facebook page, it's been taken down. And that is from Facebook. So there's a photo of him with his mom and his father, I think from maybe his funeral. My system is now locking up on me. It's in here. Just a sec. Right there. That's him as a pretty much younger boy. Obviously it's tragic and it's terrible, and 3 very young kids are gone, and their parents are just destroyed now. And 2 others, I don't know their condition, and whether or not he's going to survive is also unknown. But that's the story there. Thanks for watching my videos. Please subscribe to my channel. Give me a like down below. I will see you in the next video. Later, man.